This week on Sundays with Selly, it is Project Boat Update time, and we have got an incredible project with this sea rate behind me here. So without further ado, guys, let's go hop on board and check it out. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Sundays with Selly. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, you know the spiel, but here it comes. Make sure to give us a like, follow, subscribe at Navtronics on YouTube to stay up to date and in the know with the latest happenings in the marine industry, tech tips, cool builds like this one we're about to show you, and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, that's out of the way. What are we talking about, guys? It's a little bit different. We got an IO boat in the shop today. That's really not the big part of it. We've gone ahead and actually gone and updated this boat with a pair of the Zip Wake 300s. You guys kind of see right there. So we've gone ahead and updated this. We've put those trim tabs on there, so now we can have the auto settings for side to side, bow to stern. We can have all of that all set up. And also on here, if we take a peek underneath, you're going to see that little black blob right there. That is a little indication of what we have in store. That is a Garmin transducer on this boat. That is a side scan transducer from Garmin. So let's hop on board and let's show you the rest of what we got going on this really cool build. All right, guys, so welcome on board. Like we said, this customer came to us and asked for Garmin MFDs to be installed on board their boat. That's not a big ask. That's not a big problem. We do that all the time, a lot of retrofits and doing things like that. But this is a new boat. This is a smart boat. This has digital switching on board. This has light controllers on board. This has Mercury IO onto it. So changing the displays is not just a simple plug and play swap. The team, TJ in particular, stepped up and crushed this one. So guys, in here right now we have a pair of the Garmin 8610 XSV units. That's why we've gone ahead. We've got the side scan because of that XSV. We have the built-in sonder going into this so we can have that functionality in here. So what we can do is if I come in here, I go to home, I go to vessel, you're going to see an icon now as I bring it up on here for switching. Now, what we've done is we've taken the artwork, we've gone ahead and created this boat and got this colors right and everything for it for the rendering here of the boat, as you can see. And now we have our tower control. If we want to raise and lower our tower, you can hear that tower going up and down right there. We can control that from our screen. And if I tab over one, you're going to see we have a systems page now. And on that system page, that's obviously our bilge pump, our head pump, our overboard discharge, and our fresh water pump. So we've got all of that. And when we turn those on, we'll actually get things like an indicator light here. You'll see the bilge pump is a momentary light. If I let off, the green light goes away. That is how that is programmed into the system. And then we come over here to cruising. This is where a lot of the other functionality is going to come into play on this. As you look and see, we have our nav lights, our anchor lights, our docking lights, our wiper, and all that stuff. So now if I hit nav lights, you're going to see on the bow a little green dot representing the nav lights turning on. So we have all of that functionality right there. If I turn those off, and if I want to turn on something like my docking lights, you'll see the other green light. If I turn on the anchor light, you'll see the midship green indicator come on. So we've got all of that functionality with the overlay of the boat right there, letting us know what is going on. And then if I go back to home and we go ahead here and scroll on over to Mercury, now we have our engine display right here. So now we're going to get all of our pertinent engine data. And if we don't want to have it as a full screen, we can set it up as a toolbar across the bottom, and we can get whatever information we want to have right there at our fingertips without giving up the whole dash display. So that's there. And then lastly, this is factory installed LED lighting. It's cool white and full RGB. There is no warm white, and it was factory supplied. We're reusing their lighting, but if you remember from a few Sundays ago on Sundays with Selly, we talked about Garmin's Spectra light controller. Well, we've gone ahead on this one here, and we have installed it. That is controlling the 3 separate zones in the boat. So we have our bow seating, we have our midship, and we have our underwater lighting. We're able to control all of that from this here. If I go in to our cockpit, I can come in, we have it on color. We can select our different colors here, move it all around, and decide what we want for our color scheme. Or if we just want to go back, and we can do audio sync, and that is going to go to the music. And something I didn't touch on, guys, before when I was talking about the Spectra light controller, there's no audio cable in. So if you are using a Fusion Apollo stereo and put it on the NEMA network, and you do your Spectra light controller into your NEMA network, so you have it on your MFDs, you have music to light without having to run any additional cables. So that's kind of a really slick little thing there they're doing with, near as I can figure, some of their own proprietary PGNs in the background. So that's with the Fusion stereo and the Garmin light controller. So like I said, guys, I really wanted to highlight this project because as we get more and more, these boats are coming and they're locking them in to a set manufacturer's MFDs or electronics package. You don't have to be locked into that. We have the capability and the skill set to go ahead and change that up and dial it in for whatever it is you want to put your personal touches on board your boat. I'm not saying the old system was bad, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying this is another option. If you are very brand loyal, this is a great way to go. So, if you've made it this far, guys, go ahead and hit that like, follow down there at the bottom of the video at Navtronics on YouTube. And that's it. That is this week's Sundays with Selly. Hopefully you found it informative. Hopefully you liked the content. If you got any questions about this or any of the other videos or any of that other cool stuff, leave it down below in the comments or reach out to us, sales@navtronics.com. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you guys next week. I don't know. It's probably still more reef runner build videos or boat show videos. Or we got a lot of cool stuff coming. So make sure to give us a follow. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.